Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. This week, it's obvious, we're talking about live letter number 61. I don't need to say much else because I'm tired from the day that this is. I've been up since 1 in the morning, it's 4 in the afternoon right now. I'm ready to pass out. So we better get this show going before Sly's a one-man show for the night. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Happy. Of course, joining me is Sly, as you would have figured out since I said it would have been a one-man. Yeah, they got it. They figured it out. Sly, how you doing?
I'm okay. I'm relaxed as fuck, yo.
Well, margarita and some day after Thanksgiving itis will do the trick normally, and I'm assuming that's what's doing it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Sly could do the one-man show, but that's a lot to throw on the man while my head hits the pillow. All right, you ran last week's show fine. Come on now.
Yeah, that's with guests. Like, you're asking me to do a one-man show about.
Yeah, that's called what you do. It's called a stream, Sly. It's what you do every day.
Fine.
I'm just saying I believe in you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I don't believe him. I don't believe in myself, but thank you.
That's all right. I know the feeling of not believing in myself either. That's the thing. No, we never believe in ourselves. We just believe in each other. Every streamer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, before we get started with the live letter, before we take a look at the English trailer and all the live letter details and all that fancy stuff, we, of course, got to start the show with our sponsors. Of course, we have Steel Series, who has been sponsoring the show for quite some time. Now, the latest giveaway did end. I have not pulled a winner. I might pull that up and pull it by the end of this show here, but we will have another giveaway for Steel Series under the YouTube video, so be sure to enter that, and maybe you'll win a nice gift around Christmas time, because you get to pick something from their array of accessories, their gaming accessories, priced at $80 USD or less, and I'll just ship it to you. It doesn't matter where you are, as long as Steel Series can ship to you, so be sure to enter that, and thank you to them for sponsoring the show. We also have an extra sponsor this week, which will probably start to be a more regular thing as long as I can arrange it. We had Icabus last time. This week we have someone who's been sponsoring my personal stream for the last several weeks, and that is Surfshark. They are a security VPN, not a gaming VPN, which most people always assume I'm going to jump right to that. But I have West Coast ping, so I don't know that struggle. So I want a security VPN because as you know, Sly, I've actually been the target of some really weird harassment in the last month and a half and so, with like a fake Twitter account and a very politically charged Discord group. So I'm thinking about my security at home a little bit more. And I've been saying on my stream, man, I need like a VPN for encrypting my data while I'm at home, because I don't want to take the chance these people go a little bit too crazy. And so we partnered up with Surfshark. They're sponsoring this show. And they're actually doing a Black Friday sale where you get 84% off and with an extra 4 months if you sign up. So if you type !VPN in the Twitch chat, or if you're over on YouTube, check the description of the video. If you sign up for that, it directly supports the show, it directly supports the stream. And thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this week's episode. And finally, patrons. They get the longer shout out at the end, but their names, they're in the top right, and thanks to them, because even if you haven't been able to be a patron as of late, I haven't taken your name off that list, because it's been hard times for people, and we appreciate all of you. So you guys will get a longer shout-out later, but thank you. All right. Whew, I got to get used to that. The triple shout-out.
Yeah, that's long.
Yeah, I gotta get used to it. We're not used to having a triple shout-out. We used to have no shout-outs at the start. Now we're at 3.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? With a margarita and a live letter, I'd say it's a good day for that, because it's been a long day, Sly.
So,
thank you for making show notes, by the way. Once again, Sly to the rescue.
And see, here's the funny thing. Like yesterday, I told everybody, like, everybody was asking me, Sly, are you gonna watch the live letter? I sure will. Not at 6 a.m. though.
But Sly,
sure as shit, I woke up about 10, watched a live letter, made notes.
Yeah, you did. And my camera looks pixelated as all hell, man. Yeah, and I just don't do it. I'm just like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Sly's like, I know what I'm talking about, but I can also, be prepared. Why is my green screen all sorts of screwed up right now? I mean, it's not like it's the screen that's doing it, but I just like to shout out when you do that. because you put that extra level in. You put that extra level of effort. I gotta show respect. I just gotta make sure you get that damn respect, Sly. All right, I'm gonna be pixelated this whole show. It really just doesn't want to cooperate. The lighting in here must be different or something today somehow. I got nothing. All right, well, fortunately, I can toy around with it maybe a little bit more while we're watching this trailer, Sly, because we got our 5.4 trailer.
We did. We did.
That was
so much to speculate, so much to
Bro, my brain was melting the whole time. Normally, I'm like, wow, that looks cool. Oh, that's hype. And then I was just like... I need a frame by frame of all however many frames that was, because I don't know. I don't know what happened. Sly, I think you know what's coming.
Yes, I do.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
We got to watch the trailer, everyone. We got to do it. It's got to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, well, well! To be received by such an illustrious cast! I am Fandaniel, and may I say what a pleasure it is to finally make your acquaintance.
Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble.
If you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise.
A mere drop in the ocean for the great sorceress Matoya, I dare say.
'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat. Not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows.
What in the world is that? A tower?
Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star. We shall draw your memories from you.
Whatever stands in our way, we will never give up hope. What? Why would you want such a thing?
I'm different, you see. From the ancients who clung to dear life, and from you.
Your time draws near. Farewell, servant of light.
I feel like every time we have a live letter part 2 show, I'm just like, we just watch the trailer for a couple hours, and we don't even have to talk about it. Just be chill, just kick back with some booze, and that's it. Yep. That's the end. That's the end.
That's all we need.
It is.
That's all we need.
Because that was. Mind is melting again. Mind is. I've at least had some time to collect my thoughts on this since the early morning, but. Oh boy, I wish Ethos was here. The problem is, if Ethos was here, the show would be 6 hours long because we need a whole show on the trailer alone.
Yep.
We wouldn't even get to the live letter stuff. Oh man. One little note that I noticed you made that I was going to bring up as well is that they officially label it as the Creative Business Unit 3 which is the same mark that we see in the 16
for the
trailer.
first time. Yeah, for the first time.
Which is weird because it's not the first time. It's not the first time that the trailer has we've had a trailer under Creative Business Unit 3, but that little extra marking. Oh man, I'm a fan. I got a little giddy when I saw that little marker. I hope to see more of it in the future. But that trailer is a roller coaster of emotions, Sly. I don't even know how we begin on that because
begin with known unknowns. Like, what are you questioning?
Now the whole quote is running.
Now
you put the whole Boondocks quote in my head in an instant. But about unknown unknowns, things that we don't know that we don't know. What? All right.
What?
Jesus Christ.
All right. What is it that you are unsure of?
I'm not unsure so much of anything as much as I'm overwhelmed by everything, because there's so many instances of things that look to be in one place but are very clearly part of a different thing. Thankfully, we've gotten some clarification and all sorts of different things, but the amount of red herrings in there has got to be just insurmountable in regards to I don't even know, dude. It's just look at that trailer. It's just everything. I'm just so glad that there's no near this patch to ruin the trailer. That's the only thing I'm super glad about, okay? I get all of my goodness in that one trailer. It's just so many different things happening.
And no near. You're right. Let's start. I mean, we could start with Fandaniel alone, but the one thing that kept popping up in the beginning of the trailer was the Bahamut type Durgan.
Yeah, that thing threw a lot of people for a loop, myself included, until I went back and looked at it a little more carefully. At first I needed to know where it was, because there's a lot of scenes in the trailer that take place under the guise of night. So you have to kind of look at the frames to see, and he's in the Royal Menagerie. That's the most important takeaway I had from that. So he's part of the main scenario. Whatever he is, he's part of the main scenario. I've seen people theorize he's Vertra or Azdaja. We know what Vertra and Azdaja look like. If anything, he's a little closer to Azdaja, but I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think there's ether left over from Nidhogg's eyes, because that's where Shinryu was defeated after all. So I think if it's anything, it's something closer to that. I've seen some people throw out that it's Evrae. And I can't dispute that. Yeah, I can in no way dispute that. It kind of gives me Evrae vibes a little bit, so I'm supportive of that idea. Especially given that Evrae is like the Shinryu equivalent in 10. It's almost fitting in a way. So I'm okay with that theory, but what it has to do with everything is more so what I'm just like, what? Huh? Just what is it doing? That's all I want. It's about to blow some shit up, but what is it doing? It's about to temper some fools? Because we get some other things in there that are pretty important, I guess I would say. Oh man, I don't know if you have any takeaways from what we saw there, but it's
one thing for Emerald Weapon, do you think we're gonna see a Ratatan Oversoul?
We better. It's we're in the submarine that's out of Castor Marinum.
Cape Westwind.
Yeah, but it's Castor Marinum. Honestly though, you gotta admit it'd be kind of insulting if it was Ratatan. Cause they're yeah, I know, we'll do Ruby Weapon, we'll do we'll go Nail Van Darnus, and then they'll be like, who's next? They'll be like, I don't know, Ratatan.
Yeah, how does Ratatan follow up Regula? And Regula was a single player instance.
Honestly, Cape Westwind might as well be a single player instance, given what its history is and how it's been treated for the last several years. People probably know Regula in ARF better than they know Ratatan in Cape Westwind.
Yeah.
So There's, and we also are still operating under the assumption it's even a Garlean hero. It's very likely not even, a Garlean hero, or it's at least a possible thing. They just need combat data. They don't need anything else. So if they have it, they should be fine. But how could it's got to be Ratatan, but also it really shouldn't be. It probably isn't.
Somehow, some way, Ratatan needs to be redeemed, I think.
Yeah, when he gets his Unreal trial.
Oh, God. Finally, Nero's back.
Every time he shows up, I know I'm gonna have a good time. Every time I see that man, and he speaks and he's voice acted, I'm like, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It's gonna be a good old time. And speaking of returning characters, Merlwyb in the main scenario.
Yeah, she's making splashes right now.
Ooh. Yeah, we see Merlwyb with the Maelstrom officers. We see her with I guess Gabu, and Gabu's like matriarch, I think.
Yeah, one of the matriarchs.
And the Titan in the Titan arena. And then later there's a fight there. So yeah, like I was kind of hyped to see Merlwyb in the trailer. I was kind of hyped.
Yeah, it makes me.
Guns,
it reminds me that a Realm Reborn Merlwyb I still prefer to revoiced Merlwyb, and no one will change my mind. So I'm sorry. I'm excited because it's always good to see Merlwyb, but I gotta temper my hopes a little bit. There's actually something I was meaning to go back and check, and I wanted to do that. I'm doing it right now in regards to Merlwyb. Okay, no, I needed to check to see if it was a roleplay quest, but no, the Warrior of Light is there. I was wondering if if we were gonna be playing as Merlwyb, but no, you can see the Warrior of Light or the Warrior of Darkness standing alongside her in that little instance section. But yeah, oh boy, it's good to have her back. I'm really curious about that scene because we know Alice and Gabu and tempering is like that's a big thing. Alice came back to the source with is concerns over or wonders on how to fix Gabu. It's been a theme. It's been an underlying theme throughout all of Shadowbringers, like Alice's personal quest, and to have him there and have Merlwyb almost looking like. It looks like she tossed one of her guns to the friggin' thing and said, "Hey, listen, like I'm tired of this war or some shit," and she's just trying to like make peace almost, it looks like, in that moment by like giving a chance for like recompense. Because that thing's holding a gun to her.
You mean the war that she kind of started?
Yeah, exactly. She's responsible for everything with the Kobolds and the Sahagin. And and Y'shtola's been on her for this for ages. And that would be a nice little turnaround from all the plot lines that we had in the past. So I'm kind of hoping that's sort of the direction it's going, but it doesn't address Gabu directly in regards to tempering, unless she's trying to get Gabu back in some way for Alice or something along those lines. So she's been a huge progenitor of it's them or us, and she may not be that way anymore. You might actually see some sort of character arc for her after all this time. Still waiting on the Ul'dah one to pay dividends at some point with everything that happened there ages past, but I'll take something. I'll take something, anything at all. Oh man. Speaking of tempering,
I just really want to see a happy ending with Gabu. Honestly, he kind of.
I think he's never gonna have a happy end. I think that the closest we get to a Gabu happy ending is what happened to the kid in Shadowbringers. I think that's the closest we'll get. I mean
that's a happy ending.
Yeah, but I don't think Gabu's gonna share that fate.
Oh God.
I'm not so optimistic at that. But I will say that tempering is a big undertone that we see in this trailer, whether it be through Bazia, which we obviously know it plays a big role in right now. But we see something that looks like it's not part of that. It's an Alamigan, it almost looks like, that's tempered in some degree. And whether he's tempered to like Zodiark or that Bahamut clone thing, Evray, whatever it ends up being, is a big question. Because it looks like that lease scene that leads into that those are part of the same scene, given the landmark,
the soldiers behind and the soldiers behind her.
Yeah. So there's That's a big thing. So I'm curious to see how that's going to pan out.
Another semi-big thing that like a lot of people missed until like somebody actually researched the symbol, Metron.
Yeah. No, but I had people immediately. I was like, whose symbol is that? I don't even want to guess. Just tell me who it is. And so without Ethos, we'll dive very briefly into the lore here. Metron was one of the Ascians that Ardbert defeated and that was one of the, essentially is something that brought about one of the, the Flood of Light by Metron being defeated. It threw everything into chaos and caused the Flood of Light. So, that's the fact that they're still around in some way is surprising because, I mean, to be fair, the first time we beat La Habrea, we didn't beat La Habrea. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you'd think that just temporarily beating an Ascian wouldn't bring about a Flood of Light. You'd feel like it would have to be like a permakill, for it to have that kind of damage. So I don't know if maybe she's the fairy inside of Gaia in some way. She's like implanted herself in Gaia's psyche or something along those lines.
That seems too simple.
It does, yeah. And more importantly is where she is. She's actually in the place where the camp is, where Gaia and Reen, where the elements, where you can see Eden in the background. I thought it was the World of Darkness at first, but you can tell if you look closely that it's actually at the camp. So, yeah, I don't know. Because we've been told there aren't going to be in normal mode. There's not going to be that much in the way of Final Fantasy VIII references, despite it being Eden. So, it being Metron and not Ultimecia is something within reason. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being something in that vein. Doesn't look like a flashback or anything either. So I wonder if she's the Ultimecia of this, in a sense, with a lot of the similar goals, like time compression and erasing memories and shit like that, like from Final Fantasy VIII. But yeah, Metron.
But we have 2 more fights after Cloud of Darkness and Doggo, and we don't know what they are.
We don't. We've been told E12 is an original design by Nomura. Doesn't mean it can't be a boss we know with a new design, but
right. I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Because we do remember that they did original designs, like new designs for even like Yasmad and to some of the bosses in Evil East, but they were still bosses that we knew, in a lot of times. So that's gonna be interesting. So we had that. We had a bunch of stuff with Bazio. We had a little bit from the main scenario with Matoya, and that's actually a spot that I want to elaborate on. So Matoya makes kind of a snark comment. I think she's like, nothing for Master Matoya, huh? She's like,
Matoya?
Yeah, she's saying it to Y'shtola because she knows that she's been using that title on the first. Yeah, that must be nothing for you.
I can't wait to get to that. I've been wanting to see how that fucking shapes out now that she's back on the source.
Yeah. So.
Oh man.
Apparently, somewhere in the French version of the trailer, Y'shtola actually has an additional line somewhere later in the trailer, but it doesn't have anything to do with Matoya. It actually has to do with Emmett. Apparently, I'm paraphrasing here. I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but she essentially references how Emmett gave them a new future and that they can't allow Zodiark to be used to destroy it. She basically says that he shouldn't be used to bring about an apocalypse when he was originally used to save the world. So there's that kind of gives us a little bit of a hint about what Matoya and Y'shtola are probably going to be, what their goals are looking for forward. There's obviously some fuckery going on where Fandaniel still wants Zodiark to be, used or brought back, but not for the reason that the Unsundered want it. He just straight up wants Xenos to absorb him and to go nuts and destroy everything.
He just wants to watch the world burn.
Yeah. So it's all sorts of crazy shit. Speaking of which, we get these giant void tower looking things.
What are they calling? What do you think they're calling?
They're pointing straight at the fucking moon, my friend. That's a lunar cry if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I feel like those have something to do with Zodiark. So they look to be Maki. When I look at those, Maki was very, very derivative of the Void. So to say outright that they're some sort of lunar cry, void. It's hard to tell because the Ascians have always kind of like used void scent in a way, but they've never really used Maki technology of any kind. I am wondering if they're channeling ether from Eorzea and sending it to the moon to Zodiark, or if they have some sort of other effect, because one of them appears right near the Royal Menagerie, and that's where we see that Evray looking thing. So a lot of question marks on that one, but I immediately saw it and went Lunar Cry. Even though there's multiple of them, so it's not entirely that way, but it feels like they're siphoning energy to the moon. And the moon has been very present in 5. And he did say, moon, every expansion, he's like, 7.0, 6.0, 7.0. One day he's going to be telling the truth about us going to the moon.
It's odd how you're saying it's the Lunar Cry, and we're getting all this 8 shit within Eden.
Yeah.
On the first. Yeah. And this is on the source.
I'm just saying, man.
Okay.
I see what looks to be ether being sent to the moon. That's what it looks like to me. Siphoned from Hydaelyn and being given to Zodiark. Very, very, very fitting, I feel. So that's where I'm going with those. I don't know if you have any thoughts in any specific direction.
I just thought it was interesting you said Lunar Cry. Like, I had no idea. I don't think it's Lunar Cry. I don't know. It would be attached to Zodiark, but I wouldn't call it a Lunar Cry. It's almost. Then again, we're dealing with void shit in Eden. Again, like all of our shit we're dealing with in Eden, like the majority of shit, like the void, a Lunar Cry, like that's Eden. Cloud of Darkness, Eden. Even though we've dealt with.
We're gonna dive into that in a second because that's a whole topic on its own.
Ooh, Jesus.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the live letter part of this. Like I said, if Ethos was here, we'd have to do the whole show on just the trailer because it's so dense.
Yeah.
It's so unbelievably dense.
But to kind of skirt past it a little bit. Mass Carnival. Fucking
really? You wanted to go to Blue Mage of all places, Sly? Were you okay right now?
Go-Go,
are you okay?
Fucking
for a second I looked at him and I was like, because Go-Go and Final Fantasy VIII's Gilgamesh are kind of dressed similar, and I was like,
yeah, people got it confused. I'm like, wait.
And then somebody went Go-Go, and I'm like, oh, fucking, of course it's Go-Go. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, that's Go-Go, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So Aloha, thank you for throwing the door wide open. There we go.
Throwing wide the gate.
Always.
But yeah, I'm hyped for fucking Go-Go. I'm hyped. Like, I'm never really hyped for fucking Blue Mage shit, but like, I saw Go-Go. I'm like, yo, that's lit. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it looks to be part of the Mass Carnival. I love that we saw the Suzaku kick was one of the Blue Mage skills, because I'm like, that's how they fixed Tornado Kick. They gave it to Blue Mage. Right. Okay. Perfect. Makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, God, I have my friggin' Stream Raider alerts on, and it scared the shit out of me. Wait, where are my Stream Raider alerts on? I don't have those on right now. And I'm still pixelated. I literally don't have them on anywhere. So I don't know how it went off. I have no idea how it went off. So if it goes off again, I apologize. Yeah, it's all over the place. Oh my God, there's so many things. So many things, so many references. It went off again. Where's it coming from? I straight up don't know where the sound is coming from. I have all my Stream Raider stuff turned off. It's not even in my task manager. It's blowing my mind, man.
One other thing that kind of got me was the picture of the convocation seats.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think that, like, the thing out in the middle? What do you think that is?
Well, in the middle,
like,
that was Ellentill. That's where Ellentill stood in the old times we've seen it.
Because there were 14 seats, and then there was a thing out in the middle.
Yeah, the middle is where we've seen that room before. It wasn't so lit up, but it was there.
Yeah.
Ellentill used to be the one who'd stand in the center. whenever we'd seen it historically. That also looks to be part of a flashback. Because oh my god, Aloha with the door. Oh god, and then he left it. Oh god, there's a mess in here now. Aloha causing me to panic. I'm gonna have to probably step away from the show for a minute here to clean up some of the food that I just kicked all over the floor in my rush to try and clean up after him. Thank you, Aloha. Thank you so much. There's still plenty of food in that bowl. He ate like 2 bites, bailed, and then I tried to rush to the door and I ended up kicking it. It didn't go everywhere, but I definitely need to clean it. So I'll leave. Before I go do that, where were we on that? The convocation? Yeah, we've seen that before. A little bit stood in the center. I'm more interested because it looks like a flashback where we see a male and a female Ascian.
Do you think? Well, okay, but we know what our flashbacks look like.
Yeah, it has the fuzzy kind of thing along the outside for a brief second.
I didn't see the hue. I didn't see like the echo, like kind of echoey hue that we usually get for flashbacks.
I saw it in the second one, but not so much in the first one. If I had to take a guess, that'd probably be Lahabrea and Igiyorm. If it is a flashback, I'd have to imagine because it is a male and a female. Ascian. I saw someone be like, "Oh, they had sex and made Gaia." That's what happened. Clearly, mom and dad. That's why he's in the trailer because it's her dad.
Wow! Wow!
I saw that was one of the first things I saw somebody post.
Okay, is Igiyorm? We're thinking Mitron is female. I think we're.
I think that's. Yeah, I'm almost certain that is the case. Yeah.
Yeah. So it like. Igiyorm, Mitron.
It's a threesome. Is that how you're trying to say? It's a menage a trois.
No, I'm trying to think of the other female Ascians that we know
of. There's that one that looks like Lightning, but I don't remember what her name is. She has Lightning's hairstyle. We see her at the end of 2.0 when Bahamut comes back. Altima. There you go. That's one of them. I don't know if that's Altima though, but I know for certain there is the one that has the Lightning hairstyle.
Mariloth.
Oh, Igiyorm. That's Igiyorm with the lightning hairstyle, I guess.
Oh. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, well.
I gotta clean up this mess.
I didn't think Ascians would have babies.
I'm not considering Emmett Selk as an entire, True. Yeah, Emmett kind of he did some population control when it came to by making sure he had some descendants in there. Yep. Okay. What else was there before I go to clean this? I want to leave you on a talking point.
Like the last thing really was just the Gaia scenes and seeing the little I guess a big ass light or door behind her with symbols, and then seeing the fight with the same symbols in the back, and then memories of the primal fights that we've done, which I think would be used. I think those memories are going to be used as a mechanic.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt that they're going to be used as mechanics. Yeah, they're going to tether to the memory crystals and use mechanics from them. Mm-hmm. I have almost no doubt about that. Well, what point would you like to entertain the people? Aloha with the door again. What point would you like to talk about on your own for the next 2 minutes while I go clean?
Honestly, like the next part is about like quality of life stuff, and that's me. So go ahead.
Okay, you take care of that. I'm gonna go clean up this mess real quick.
Yeah. So really next thing they pretty much covered was like Blue Mage content. They're updating the content finder for Blue Mage. Like good quality of life. Really good quality of life. Again, really the only thing attaching me to Blue Mage is the fact that Gogo's there. Like that is the only real reason that I'm probably going to do some Blue Mage shit is just for Gogo. And then they got into the quality of life for gatherers. Fishing first and foremost, fish eyes being removed. A good quality of life. I just want to know. I just wish it worked on fucking Feast of Famine because I need to finish fucking Feast of Famine because I never did. So I wish it worked on Feast of Famine fish, but it's not, unfortunately. But I guess it'll get updated every patch with newer fish. I hope. Well, I would think it would. And then of course we have ocean fishing. New routes, new rewards. I mean, it's nice. It's nice and all. It's nice and all, but like unless there's something to keep me going there, like it's just gonna be like the first iteration of ocean fishing, where it's just you do everything. You get the minion, you get the achievements and whatnot, and that's it. You're out.
But one's a Mora minion, the most important minion.
Fuck that minion. Fuck that minion. That minion can fuck right off. No.
Don't you want Mora of them?
I don't give a damn.
There's the solo missions, but I don't understand the point of them. Like, what? Why am I getting? Yeah. I feel like those are going to be worth scripts. The solo missions.
I mean, that would be one way to keep older players like scripts. Hell yeah. Give me something to do for scripts. Sure.
Oh my god. It never ends with the stupid fucking cat. You just can't make up his stupid fucking mind.
Yeah. I really wish they would. If they do actually account for scripts, I'll be there quite a bit. Honestly, I could use some more. I can use some better gatherer gear and help.
Yeah, I'm curious because ocean fishing has some weird bits and pieces that needed fixing. So ocean fishing now currently scales with the number of people who actually queue in. It's easier to get the spectral currents if there's less people. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if this is going to be, again, for scripts, or if it's going to be meant to kind of offset like you reaching your goal if there's less people. Because even though the odds go up, it's still probably better to have a full boat when you're going for spectral currents and whatnot. So I'm wondering which thing it's offsetting, the lack of rewards for repeating it or the difficulty in meeting objectives.
The problem was never really lack of rewards. I mean, okay, are you speaking more for
points in particular? I'm talking I'm talking about well, I mean, so once you leveled in there and you did so here were your goals with ocean fishing.
That's what I'm talking about.
You were either leveling fishing, you were working on the point-related achievements, or you were working on the achievements that were impossible to do alone, which were to be like catch 400 squid in like one, or 400 sharks in like one trip, or 100 of this or 200 of this. Those, no matter what, these daily missions don't make it easier to get like 100 sharks like in one trip or anything like that, because you still are going to want a party of people to do that. But so it's got to tackle one of the other two problems, either actually getting the point-related achievements or being an objective that you'll go in either for leveling or scripts. So is it faster leveling? Is it scripts? Because once you're 80 and you've done the point ones, you don't have anything else to do in there.
I really don't think leveling was ever an issue with that.
No, I don't think it is either. So why? So you think that it's for scripts or something? You think it's more than likely for scripts and not like points or something like that?
Yeah, because I said from the beginning, it had nothing for people who already were leveled. Like most of the people already did gatherers and crafters. Like I'd say most, but some people did gatherers and crafters at the very beginning. Got them all leveled, omni everything, and we saw this and thought it would be fun, but there was nothing to hold us there. And I think scripts is that one thing, or one reward structure that would actually keep us there.
I agree.
Or not
or fish that are used for recipes, but that's exactly. I don't think that's what it'll be,
Oh, hell no.
No. So I think it's almost certainly going to be for scripts. And I think gathering scripts could use a little bit of help too. I think a lot of people would welcome something a little more, I guess, like this short burst every couple of hours on top of like what you normally do for scripts, especially with the collectability changes that are coming this patch.
Yeah,
that they talked about in the live letter. I think I would hope it would kind of work out in this way. But yeah, so we got away from the trailer a little bit, even though there's definitely some other things in the trailer to talk about. But it's because as we go through the rest of the live letter, we'll probably get to hit on most of those points. So obviously. There's the bosses in Eden. There's the Delubrum bosses. The things like that. But we'll be able to come back to that a little bit later. In this, we have seen some of the gear now. That was a big thing that was put down. The Tombstone gear.
Somebody's been playing a lot of
He
fucking
said
Soulsborne.
Dark Souls on stream. He's like, you could literally hear him say Dark Souls. You can literally hear him
Somebody's
say
been playing some Soulsborne. Somebody got their hands on fucking Demon Souls remake before PS5 came out? What?
Yeah, the tank shit is literally like the quintessential Demon Souls, Dark Souls guy. Said the ninja gear they show is quintessential Bloodborne. It was like, yeah, somebody's like, I guess he did actually get his PS5.
Yeah.
He was complaining in the last live letter that he couldn't get one, but you know, I guess he must have gotten it.
Yo, why is the Dragoon weapon so fucking confused?
I thought it was I was like, dude, that's a cool Black Mage staff, and someone's like, that's a Dragoon spear, and I'm like, that makes more sense and makes less sense at the same time.
That shit is so fucking confused. I don't know what it want to be. Are you a spear? Are you a mace? Like, what the fuck
Hey
are
man,
you?
some of those animations, you could, if you swung a mace like that, you know, it's gonna hurt. Oh man.
And then the red mage weapon. God, that shit like.
Well, that thing
shit
goes
was
in, it's
painful.
not coming back out.
It's coming out like very painfully.
No, it's not
it's
coming
leaving
back
a mark. It's leaving a fucking mark.
I can't wait
fucking Christ.
for you to do the stab, and you're just like,
You just yoink them with you. You just bring them with you.
there we go. All right, shake off the blood. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Tombstone gear. They also showed the raid gear, the Eden gear on the special website. That was all right. It definitely paled in comparison to the Tombstone gear, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was fine. It was just, you know, they should have led with that and then showed the Tombstone gear afterwards. But instead, they're like, fuck it. Don't even put it in the live letter. Just throw it on the website. It's not worth being here.
Yeah. Yeah. After that, we got a little bit of a look at Cloud of Darkness.
Yeah, E9. Cloud of the Dissidia model, Cloud of Darkness in particular.
You know, yeah, they're really good looking. How you doing? Mechanics look fun. It just reminds me of E7 a little bit.
Oh God, that's not a good thing.
It feels gimmicky. It feels a little bit gimmicky like E7. I don't know how gimmicky. You know, there's a whole weight issue, like of the platforms being weighted, and
well, that's what we were assuming, because the longer that he stood on a platform, it started to glow more and more. So you'd assume if it gets too heavy for too long, it just falls.
And then, of course, we saw like the outer platforms already out, and then once Cloud of Darkness did something and reset it, they were back. Instead, they looked a little bit different. It still kind of had a grid look in columns and rows, but yeah, they came back. So of course, the arena is going to be an enemy in itself.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That's very much going to be the theme of that fight. Curious to see. We also saw Larboard and Starboard AoEs coming out of that one. That's always a good time.
Just say left or right.
Larboard.
Just say you fuck. You did it for Cruise Chaser. Why can't you do it for everything else?
Because Cruise Chaser didn't use Larboard AoEs. He used left AoEs.
Left and right. Yeah, exactly.
Larboard and Rarboard. Left and right. There you go.
Yeah, that'll work.
An anti-Larboard.
Sure.
We also know who the second boss is, but we only have a little bit from the trailer. It's the Fenrir doggo looking thing. Is that Laxon Loft, or am I imagining things?
You see the trees too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why is it Laxon Loft? Is it a memory?
I don't know what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. If it's a memory that's being like kind of used against us. That seems to be the whole theme of it. But we didn't fight that fucking thing, so it might be a memory that they're trying to fuck up a little bit. Gaia has never even been over there. Like as far as she was born and raised in Yulmore, and then
she has time. She's had time to explore.
Nah, she didn't go nowhere
with the raid.
Nah, she probably didn't go to Laxon Loft. She got some biscuits. You know, we know about that.
Yeah.
She definitely got some biscuits. So, coffee biscuits.
Damn biscuits.
Yeah, I want some coffee biscuits. I can go for that. Yeah, I don't know where it would be a memory. I feel like they would maybe not just be like, yeah, Gaia went there one time, and now they're trying to mess with that. But that thing that's fighting, I mean, I wonder if that's our Griever stand-in. Is that thing? It's probably just Fenrir, like a version of Fenrir, void scent wise, but. It's got kind of Final Fantasy 13 vibes with the sword. It doesn't pull the sword off of its back like the behemoths.
It just reaches out for it. It just one appears and it just reaches out for the sword.
Yeah, it's like it's one of the deep shadow weapons. I remember seeing. So there's that, but we can't pull much away from that other than confirming, thanks to the special website, that it is indeed the second boss. A lot of people were up in the air about what the second boss that we were seeing was, and we didn't see the third or fourth boss. So.
And speaking of that, they did say the third fight will be a prog stopper. I take that with a grain of fucking salt.
I take anything difficulty related with a grain of salt because it's. Don't get me wrong, there might be. Maybe he's right, but if it's not light rampant, then I'm ready for it. And if it is light rampant, I'm ready for it. But I'm gonna cry the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they said this one has a bit of love, bit of. FF8 love, but not too much. And not in
normal mode, too.
Savage.
Yeah, they said in Savage there'd be a little bit of Final Fantasy VIII love.
Yeah.
I assume the Extreme is going to play at some point. This is the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then from the trailer, we also see like a few, like you mentioned, the memory scenes with the primals we fought, the symbols in the back. The symbols don't really match the symbols from Final Fantasy VIII from the final fight. But there are a ton of symbols all over. Like that's like you fight on like a giant platform symbol in Final Fantasy VIII against Ultimecia at the very end. So we might see a few things here or there, but I wonder if it's going to be mostly in spirit and not the actuality. I feel less confident about the whole Ultimecia guess that have been thrown out for months and months and months. It just they give me no reason to still believe that that's going to be the case. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah. And then we got a few job changes. And then
tell us about
major. Yeah.
Tell us all about
it. Shut up. God damn it.
No, just tell me. Come on. What's going on?
Druid, Bard, and Scholar are getting buffed.
What was the first one? What was the first job that was getting buffed?
Hey, we haven't got these shits in a while. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, in a while.
We didn't ask.
In a while, he says. Yeah. It's been a while. It's okay. It's fine.
And then, of course, you have the monk changes. Now, how you feeling?
I don't know. They didn't tell us like half the shit. They're just like, yeah, Grease Lightning's a trick. Yoshi P was such an amateur monk. He's like, dude, literally, Yoshi P was like, I'm no good at monk. Do we have a name for people who are no good at monk? And Nico chat.
Okay, keep going.
Nico chat was like, what about white belt? And he's like, that's funny. They think I'm gonna get a belt.
I like how you just outright say he's just trash at fucking monk.
Dude plays black mage. He ain't about that monk life.
Oh man,
he ain't about it. I can't believe he literally said, "Oh, they think I'll get a belt. That's cute."
But yeah, like I see all these changes, and I'm like, and I don't even play monk. I'm like, aren't people gonna want to know about Anatman?
They sure do, and we still do, bro. What I mean, I feel like Anatman is only gonna go one of two ways. It's either gonna be giving you chakra stacks, which doesn't make any fucking sense because you can do that without Anatman during downtime. So that doesn't make any fucking sense. Or it'll give you like perfect balance stacks. But it's one of the most important skills they could have shown, and they fucking didn't. I couldn't believe he didn't even bring it up.
Here's what I'm thinking. You'll probably get the information you want out of prelims or actual patch notes. Or both. You'll probably get all that information in prelims. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I could have known now.
Yeah.
What do you mean, aw?
I mean, what do you want me to say? What the fuck you want me to say?
Be disappointed, be angry.
You clearly said the man is trash at Monk, and you're expecting him to give you a whole
he said he's trash at Monk.
No, you said that shit too. You just didn't say it verbatim.
No, I said that he said it.
But you expect that man to give you a full fucking digest. And
It doesn't need to be a digest. You just had to cover the skills that were most important. They covered 3 of them. There was one more. They just left the last remaining one out.
One more? Riddle of Earth, Riddle of Fire?
I don't see why anyone thinks Riddle of Earth is going to change. It's still going to be no positionals for 30 seconds and the damage reduction. Riddle of Fire is just going to be damage taken. Fist of Wind is just going to be back to being movement speed again, probably. Like, those are reasonable enough to guess.
Yeah.
At least PB, at least they understood that PB needed to be six stacks. I was glad that they saw it because the 6 stack goes so quick. I almost thought it only had 5, but he pretty much you pops it and then immediately uses the first stack of perfect balance immediately. So he understands how the job was supposed to function, like how they intended it to function this expansion. Because that's you get 6 GCDs inside of perfect balance right now. That's how you do it. And I missed that at first. I thought it was only 5 at first. The big thing is the ramp up time for Monk. It doesn't have one anymore. It's literally as fast as it can be the second you start hitting the enemy. That's gonna be fun.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say and
you're just fast all the time. Like your GCD is just insanely fast all the time. It's ridiculous. And then 6-sided star was whatever. Like 6-sided star they always intended to be a disengage, and I still don't like it because I still don't think it's a very interesting skill. I think they could have done something more interesting with it. What they could have done, I don't know. But the fact that it just gives you this little movement speed buff, so you can maybe greed a little bit closer to like a cast bar or something or whatever, because it's still going to be the last GCD you do before a boss jumps. That hasn't changed. So. And because you don't have to maintain Grease Lightning anymore, it's just like that's just your big final hit before a boss jumps. You know, that's it. You don't have to concern yourself with anything else at this point. So it's got some movement speed tied to it. Cool. Just greed extra close to the end of the GCD. That's it.
All in all, you're pretty optimistic and you just want more information.
I just need to know about a Knotman. I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Monk is already barely played. This is a slide. There's almost more blue mages at 60 than there are monks at 80. All right, I understand getting blue mage to 60 is really easy. Up in the head. Because I understand blue mage is really easy to level, but that interest is still weird that they're super close in the numbers in that regard. So it's. They needed something. This mostly looks like a change that affects entry, like people picking the job up and being able to play it efficiently. The perfect balance change, I've seen that change coming a mile away. I didn't think it would be now. I actually thought they'd wait till Shadowbringers.
So is this more, do you feel like this is more of a lower the ceiling or bring up the floor?
Bring up the floor. Change? Definitely bring up the floor. One of the biggest things that they still struggle with is ping-based performance. So things like hypercharge, perfect balance, what's it called? Not infuriate. What's the warrior one? The IR, inner release. Any of those where if you don't hit an exact number of GCDs, if you screw it up at all, you fucked up massively. So any of those, I suspect we'll move all of those to being charge based by Shadowbringers. I think PB just got ahead of the schedule because of the rework.
Okay.
Yeah, anything where you can be less effective because of your ping or because of, like, I think all of those get changed in 6.0. I think I said in Shadowbringers just now. In 6.0, after Shadowbringers. Yeah, after Shadowbringers. Listen, I'm already thinking 6.0, all right? So that was a change I should have seen coming, but I just did. It completely slipped my mind. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I'll give my thoughts on it when it comes out. I'll give my thoughts on it when we get the preliminary notes. But I still think Stormblood was probably better to monks overall, first impression, but really high skill ceiling there, and I don't think we'll see that as a. The big thing is that everyone has to get used to the True Strike. Oh, actually, no, you don't, because Grease Lightning wasn't the reason double True Strike. That's still going to be very, very performance-based double True Strike. It's going to be very uptime based, so that'll be interesting. So unless they made other changes that I missed, like buff durations or anything that I missed. Oh boy, but it's okay because we didn't need to talk about monk changes. Like we really didn't need to talk about monk changes all that much in the live letter. Whatever, right? Like you said, it'll be in the preliminary notes, right? It's not that big a deal. Yeah. So let's talk about triple triad for 30 minutes instead. Let's do that.
What the fuck? Now, Happy. You have my notes in front of you.
I sure do.
You have the notes in front of you.
Sly, you bolded every note. That's how passionate he was. The next two things are all bolded. Like I couldn't read it if it wasn't bolded.
The next two things, like the bolded ones are just my thoughts. But
yeah, you wrote the word triple triad and then a paragraph of stuff that's bolded.
I actually left something out. I'm like, Happy, if we really Happy, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had some Thanksgiving sides, so if we talk about fucking triple triad for like 30 minutes, I'm probably gonna fucking fall asleep. That's what I left out. But seriously, why the fuck are they focusing 30 minutes on like really revamping and bringing back triple triad? They didn't even go this in depth with Mahjong when it came out.
Sly, they went pretty in depth with Mahjong when it came. They had multiple live letters where Mahjong took up.
Not at this level, bro.
Sly, they had it was pretty. They did multiple live letters on Mahjong. But here's because here just they decided to teach us the in-game tutorial on triple triad and then talk about the changes, which. I can tell you, as someone who's been doing this for years, the number of people who are new to the game who tune into live letters is so astronomically small that this wasn't worth their time. People who didn't know or didn't think or didn't care, those are not the people who are watching. People who are watching are the people who are just, they have nothing better to do with their time, like me, and we're here for the content. And we know how it works to some degree, okay? And I can tell you that even the people who maybe didn't know turned it off for 20 minutes when this part came on. So they didn't learn anything anyway. They went nuts. They decided to do the whole tutorial. And then they managed to upset me more than anything else in the live letter. I've never been so upset than what they said about triple triad.
Why are you upset? What's going on?
They're like, okay, we're going to ease restrictions on decks. You know, right now, it's, you know, if you have 1 in 30 cards, you can use, you know, as many 1-star cards as you want, but only 1 2-star or higher card. If you have 31 to 59 cards, you can use, you know, as many 1 to 2-star cards, but you can only use 1 3-star or plus. And then they're like, but as soon as you hit over 60 cards, you can use as many 1 to 3 stars as you want, but only 1 4-star or higher. And they're like, we're going to change that. And I'm like, finally, they're going to make it so 4-star cards are no longer restricted. You can only have 1 5-star card, which makes perfect sense. Great. I'm glad they're finally making this change. And they're like, now it doesn't matter how many cards you have, but the restrictions are exactly the same. And I was like, what the ever? The one thing you needed to fix in Triple Triad, and you didn't. The only thing anyone wants from Triple Triad is the only thing. You debated me so hard. I was literally like, thank God they're finally... and then they just did that. I was like... I was so upset. I'm still upset. I'm more upset about that than anything else in this live letter.
Man, you really poured your emotions out there. Like, God damn.
They pulled me. They just yanked the string. They were just like, come here, come here, come here. Fuck you. We are actually kind of getting an exception to the rule, though.
Are we?
The draft mode. They're adding tournaments that kind of work like ocean fishing, where they're like once every 2 hours. And it has you have to use the draft mode. You can't use your own cards. And you get one of every star. You get 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and 1, 5. So, kind of. And you know what? It's weird how we can do that in draft mode, but we can't do that in the rest of the fucking game.
Do you want to get off of...
Yeah, I kind of do.
Triad?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And, okay, so after, 30 minutes of triple fucking Triad, they took a break.
Yep.
And a lot of people skirted past this, but, this is like, I'm a community man. And the content we saw in the break, like, the sheer creativity out of all these videos, like, huge hand claps to those. Like, you saw some, like, kind of anime style.
Bro, the literal anime
videos.
intro where they're running through and all the minions run past them, Alpha runs past them. I was like, that's literally
that's kind of like those like the Gabriel unit. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty unique. Yeah. Like a lot of those, like, are the 14 community is so creative, and I was glad that they chose this live letter to kind of highlight that and using the break and whatnot. So
it was weird when I wasn't paying attention enough to them, and then I started paying attention, and I was like, what was huh? Yeah, those are all runners up for a video contest specifically.
Yeah.
Video submission. Pretty good. All good across the board.
All good.
And then they decided to ruin it with Titan Unreal afterwards.
Yeah, they get back and it's like Titan Unreal. Okay.
I say ruin,
right.
but I like it. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. I get a feeling that, like, Titan. Here's the thing about Titan. In comparison to Shiva, Titan gave us so much PTSD that we're not gonna fucking unremember anything. It won't be as bad.
You know what? You say that, but there's one thing that people seem to have gotten mixed up with Titan Extreme. People keep saying there was 300 MS built into the game. No, that was in Titan Hard mode. There was 300 MS built into the game. Titan Extreme was when they had fixed it that patch. It was down to what we have now. It's the same generally what we have now. So that people seem to have gotten mixed up a little bit. But other than that, yeah, people still won't be able to dodge Way to the Land, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Not for us in EU. Okay, fair. There was no EU data center yet.
Very fair.
You get that. You're
fair.
You're allowed that one. Okay.
Mm.
They, I really didn't think they'd do nothing to this fight when they brought it to Unreal.
They did not a damn. They even said it. We did not a damn. I'm like, good. Same PTSD.
Yep. The big thing, I'm genuinely surprised they didn't have it so you can res people if they fall off. The only change I thought they'd make was that they'd teleport bodies back to the top.
Fuck that. Suffer.
Sly, I have to do this every week twice.
Okay. You act like you didn't go through the war too.
You didn't have a party finder back then, Sly. I only went with friends. Yeah.
I think I cleared with the Miz. I cleared with the Miz for my first one.
There was no party finder back then.
But even still, fucking suffer. I don't give a shit about y'all.
It reminds me when I went through my Healer Happy series on Primal, I cleared Ifrigurd and Titan all in the Duty Finder and got 2 of the 3 mounts when I did that part of the series. Oh man. And I got my Nightmare mount from Titan. Long time ago.
Where did I get my Nightmare?
Well, it had to be Ifrigurd or Titan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was when I was actually going for ponies.
I wasn't. Somebody invited me while I was streaming, and I did one run, and I got the mountain left. That was it. That's my whole story. And that one wasn't the Titan mount. It was Nightmare specifically. Yeah. Man, what was it? What was I gonna say? I'm scared. There's gonna be new rewards. I just got the enough for the mount last week.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm collecting the next 2 weeks of Shiva is going to be that. Well, I guess technically there's the next 1 week because, next
1 week. Yeah.
So I'm hoping for a fox so I can have a few points stored away for whatever the next reward is. Because I still need the minion. The minion is exclusive to that, so it's the only one that I really need to go out of my way to get. But, man, it took me like 13, 14 weeks to get that mount. It was not worth it. The comedy gold was worth it, and I suspect that'll be the same here. This'll 100% be comedy gold, but
oh, absolutely, absolutely. I almost like really just want to go in just to see how many people are new. I'm like, you know what? and I want to go in with a few friends and then try to see some new people. And if you see me, forgive me. This is gonna be a little assholeish of me. Fucking suffer.
Red mages, take disengage off your bar.
Disengage.
Engagement.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Engagement is the only skill you have in that fight. I will accept no other reality.
Nope. Take off disengage. I mean, yeah, go ahead and take off elusive too. Go ahead and take off.
No, you can leave that on, Sly. You're getting buffed this patch. It's fine.
No, go ahead and take off elusive too. You know what? Fuck it.
Actually, if you backflip, it's fucking hilarious. Regardless of job, it literally teleports you to the bottom.
It just teleports you to the bottom. See, that is the funniest shit. Because it's just a snap. It's just a snap in terms of like distance of where you end up. And yeah, that's always funny. But, yeah,
funny's a word for it. There you go.
Yeah, I'm going in there for comedy gold. So if you are new, we'll help you out a bit, but I'm there for comedy.
I am beating it week 1. I am turning on the must have beaten it before option immediately and never turning it off. If I see a party finder that has it off, I may join it for the comedy. But not for my weeklies.
Do it. Fucking do it.
Comedy
fucking
unreal.
Do it.
Comedy unreal.
Comedy unreal.
There you go.
Let's fucking go. And then, of course, after Titan Unreal was Emerald Weapon. Yo. Them attack animations, though.
Yeah, the smoothness of the rotated AoE was very welcome. I'm so used to the rotated AoE from the robot in Bozia from the most recent patch. And like that kind of rotated AoE that like seeing the smooth was very welcome.
Yo, that shit was smooth as shit. Like, yo, it looks like it's gonna be a fun fight.
We have the technology. Yeah, I have to do it 99 times or more, so I hope it's a fun fight.
Fuck, you have fun with that. You have fun with
5 out of 7 of the mounts, man. I only need the last 2 at this point.
Yep.
I get to buy my ruby weapon mount when this patch drops. Since I have 99 totems, I get to buy my ruby weapon mount.
Hooray!
Hey man, other than Ruby Weapon wasn't even that bad. It was just the least fun of the 5 fights. It's the least fun one, but I don't even think it's not fun. I just think it's the least exciting one to do in regards to going back and farming it. So other than that, it's gonna be fine. The 515 weapons will probably get Sly. So for the next part of the notes, it's the shifting oubliette of Ligia, and Sly's only notes, and in bold letters it says "fucking finally."
You don't know how long we've been waiting on this shit. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Ugh.
Yeah, they said it was late. They apologized for it being late because it was supposed to be in 5.3. I'm assuming maybe it would have been originally if not for COVID. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm still waiting on Pachinko mode, where you just drop the thing in at the top and it falls to the bottom and whatever it lands on is what you do. I'm still waiting on it.
6.0.
Yeah, I hope. I need it. I need pachinko mode. Although there seems to be no mention of a hidden canal in this time. At least maybe not till 5.5x, like the do-over map, like from Stormblood. Never seen to the end of a hidden map. Never seen to the end.
The hidden thief map. Thief map.
Thieves maps. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen to the end of one, not a single time. And I've done a lot of them.
You don't get them that often though, do you?
Well, when you get to the 5th, 6th, and 7th floor, you tend to, because they're guaranteed on floor 7, and then they're high odds on 5 and 6. I've gotten them from the first floor, but I've done a lot of those maps and never seen the final floor. So that's the only achievement I don't care about getting.
Not even gotten close?
6 is the closest I've ever gotten. Ejected. I'm sorry, it was ejected on 5 going to 6. So
gotcha,
fuck me in the beard, right?
Right.
Yeah. It looks like, what is is it a golden, what is the silver matanga? Is it a frog? I can't tell based on the grid, because the minion looks to be the golden beaver, but that's not from the silver matanga roll. Looks like it's a frog, I guess. But I've only seen the silver matanga once, so I guess it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. After that, gathering changes. They removed Collector's Glove for gatherers.
Yeah.
I don't know why I spelled it that way. There we go. And they removed Wear, but kept their abilities, so no change.
Yeah, I don't do it. I haven't. It's been a long time since I've done collectibles, so I was kind of just like, huh?
Like,
I get it, kind of, but it's still kind of weird at the same time.
I don't. I'm like, you basically did nothing. You basically, I mean, and unless somebody explains it to me, I just really don't fucking get it. It's like nowhere, but durability.
Listen, if it's just a better word for it, man. Yeah, so they're bringing this kind of in line with the crafting changes that were made in 5.3 for collectibles, and also updating the UI for it, so everything you need for collectibles is in the UI window, and it also gives you like calculated values, and they're going to make your gathering and perception stats matter more. So they're easing this in. This feels like one of the less kind of like complain, like, some people complain, oh, so much quality of life, this seems to be one that's more universally accepted. The whole removing collectibles, like collector's action from the original, was very much in line with people's interests. This seems to be following suit. That also includes things like the ethereal reduction change, where there's no grades anymore. There's no purity ranks, like between 1 and 8. It's just whatever the value is increases the amount of drops you get. That might hurt the markets a lot. That sounds kind of like my desynth change in regards to markets, since now you can get every drop, but the amount you get depends on, or the amount of items you get from a reduction depends on the overall collectability. So I'm a little concerned for the same reasons like I was with desynth, but I'll wait. I'll wait to see.
Yeah. Ishgardian Restoration, the final phase of Ishgardian Restoration. So we're getting, of course, new achievements, same rankings and titles and whatnot. One interesting thing about this Ishgardian Restoration, based on whichever job provides the most points, there will be a monument. So say I guess it's Alchemist, which I really doubt. The monument will probably have like an alembic, or if it's like culinarian, it'll be a frying pan.
It fucking better be a frying pan. I better see a goddamn frying pan. On every server, I better see a fucking frying pan. It's only the crafting jobs, so unfortunately no giant pickaxe or giant
no gatherers,
sickle
unfortunately.
Here's the thing. If gatherers were included, it'd be a fishing rod on every server. Without a doubt.
Every fucking server.
Every server would be a fishing rod. Without a fucking shadow of a doubt.
And if it wasn't, your fucking server sucks.
Yeah, that's just how it is. So it better be a skillet on every server, so I can take screenshots with a Lalafell cooking in the skillet.
What if it's an anvil? What if it's an anvil?
Then we fucked up and we need to make a new server. That's it. That's all there is to it. I don't make the rules. I wonder if they've considered that.
I will be honest. I lean, like, in terms of my crafters, I lean a little bit more on like my weaver and leather worker, I think, than anything else.
I just need a skillet. That's all I give a fuck about. I better see skillets on every server.
What would the weaver be? Would it be like
a needle?
Needle?
Better, yeah.
Yeah.
That look fucking stupid. Yeah. I need a skillet.
You think skillet's the only one that makes sense?
It's the only one I like.
I'm trying to think what it'd be for like leather worker.
I don't care. It's not a skillet. I don't care.
See.
It'd be the little knife probably, or whatever they use for the leather carving, the round knife.
Yeah, the round knife. Yeah, that seems stupid.
So don't fuck it up, Gilgamesh. Right. You're a good server now, but it can go downhill real quick if it's not a skillet.
It's gonna be a fucking Olympic. Yo, Gilgamesh, let me talk to you for a second. Let me holler at you for a second, Gilgamesh. I know I'm not Gilgamesh fam, I'm not Aether fam. Let me holler at you.
Yeah, so you don't get to tell him what to do.
Like, you have an opportunity to be greater. To be greater.
To be worse.
To be greater.
Don't take it. He's on primal. He doesn't know what that means.
You have an opportunity. Go beyond the stigmas. Go beyond what people think. Fuck what people think. I want to see an alchemist out there. I want to see that fucking Olympic.
Just remember that on primal, they still pull the dragon to the north on Labyrinth of the Ancients, so they're not allowed to have opinions. Just remember.
Yeah, I want to see it. Gilgamesh, I want to see that Olympic. I want to see that Olympic. Let's fucking go. Plus Ultra Olympic. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And I agree.
Don't pull the dragon north.
That shit.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't pull the dragon. No, stop it. Get some help.
Don't do it.
Get some help. Exactly. But yeah, this is a really good community award. It's a really, really interesting, but yet good kind of community award. I like it. After that,
as long as it's a skillet, it's a good community award.
Yeah. Again, Gilgamesh. Looking at you. I'm just looking at you, Gilgamesh. That Olympic, though.
Don't look.
It looks good on you. It looks good on you. Next up, we got Explorer mode, which we've been hearing about for quite some time, and it's finally being implemented. Of course, really, like something really good for, content creation within Final Fantasy XIV. Only available for Shadowbringers content, though.
For now.
So, for now. Yeah, for now. So, in the future, they will include earlier content. But for now, it's only available for Shadowbringers. And, if you're really into content creation, if you, I'm thinking of Ethos, like lore tours and everything. You want to do that? No. Explorer mode's for you.
I stopped giving a fuck about Explorer mode because they started showing off minions and mounts, and I was like, I'm more invested in this than the whole reason you came into this dungeon in the first place. Because we now have a new best mount in the game. The fucking snowman that's coming with the winter event. Sly, here's what I'm going to do. Ready for this? You talk about content creation. Here's what we do.
He's not Frank the Christmas Bear, though.
I know. Listen to me. I need 100 people on Gilgamesh. All right? We all need the snowmen. And we're going to stand, in that, stretch of area between Whitebrim and, not Whitebrim, Dragonhead and the Astro area. We all just will do that. And whenever anyone with a sprout walks from the spot, the Astro area up to Dragonhead, we just start following them. And when they stop moving, we all stop. Okay? And then when they start moving again, we follow them again. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do that to every new player that comes by. If another new player comes by, we're going to follow them. And we're going to keep our distance. We're not going to like jump on them or anything. We don't want to get in the way of their quests. We don't want to hinder their quests. We just want to follow about, you know, like a half a screen distance away from them. And if they try to walk in our direction, clear a path.
I'm just saying, it's not Frank the Christmas Bear. Nothing, no Starlight Mount will ever beat Frank the Christmas Bear. Throwing presents.
You can fly overhead and throw presents then.
Throwing presents at unsuspecting children. Good or bad.
Well, I mean, if they're good, you throw a good present. If they're bad, the present has an anvil inside.
Merry fucking Christmas. Take a goddamn present.
They also showed the Chocorpiker, which looked like poop.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have too many Corpiker style enemies that are literal feces for me to not see feces. Yeah.
God. And that's where the chocolate promotion, right?
Yeah, they already confirmed that they are working on the NAEU equivalent of the Chocorpiker collaboration.
So what's ours going to be? Hershey's?
I don't know. It's probably going to be 7-Eleven or Amazon or some bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'll get it. If they're like buy chocolate on Amazon for Valentine's Day, I'll be like, yeah, fuck it. If it's Butterfingers, bro, I've still got backpacks and hoodies from Butterfingers, man. I'm ready to go. They sent me them. I like Butterfingers. I only like full-size Butterfingers though. The snack-size ones don't work well with my teeth.
Yeah, I'm more of a Reese's person. And then we have Save the Queen, Libram Reginae.
Yeah.
Of course, 24 for normal, 48 for savage. Normal, like you could probably just go in and fucking wing it and be okay.
Yeah.
Like, don't really give a shit. You really probably don't have to give a shit about your lost actions, everything. Just go in, get your feet wet.
I would at least wager, if you don't have any healers in your party, maybe be the guy who brings Lost Cure 4.
Probably.
Yeah. And then, yeah, that's the only major update. We did confirm that there's going to be 2 relic steps though. That patch, and the second one is going to be
the weapon.
Yeah, the stat customization. Apparently, it's after you beat normal mode Delubrum. As he said, that you have to finish the patch's story before you can work on it. So there's that. And then Savage is going to have all its own shit. It's going to have its own gear and loot, and it's going to be more intense. They're even expanding the party finder to fit 48 people specifically for Delubrum. So that party finder will fit 2 full alliances for the queue up. So thank goodness for that. That was a big worry I had. So that was really good news for them to say that they're going to be doing that.
And if you are happening to do Savage, take your lost actions. It's a lot of gimmicks. Come ready. Come prepared.
Everyone bring Mana Wall. That's my number 1 rule. Bring a few Mana Walls. Keep it on your bar.
Bring Mana Wall. Yeah. Bring, God, what was I going to say? Bring.
I don't know. What were you
As a DPS, I'm bringing Play Bear. I don't give a fuck.
Day one should definitely bring defensive actions because you need to, because they confirm that the whole like resurrection restrictions will be there. So I would 100% recommend bringing re-razors and something to make you tankier until you know the mechanics. Yeah. That's what we did in BA. We managed to beat the DPS.
Just stuff for survivability.
Yeah.
Just stuff for survivability. Yeah.
Definitely day one. After that, once everyone learns the fights, you'll definitely be swapping to more DPS focus. That's a problem people still have with Castrum, Lacus Latoria, is they think it's harder than it is, and they bring like defensive shit when you can just delete everything in there. Sometimes quite literally with death.
People get away with fucking murder.
I know, I love it.
When they bring the right actions, and again, like if you really look at numbers, you want to know who really gets away with murder?
So many people.
Fucking ninjas.
Ninjas get away with murder in the whole game, man.
Fucking ninjas get like. What did they pop? What did they bring? It wasn't a banner, I forgot. But either way, like I'm looking at their numbers and I'm like, how? Like Trick Attack, bud. Trick Attack plus.
Bro, their Trick Attack plus everything they're doing during the Trick Attack.
Yeah, plus their plus that locks action. Yeah.
Bro, Tate does like 180k in like normal content with Hyosho. So like
shit.
Like, don't get me wrong, it was really cool when I was doing like 110k glares on Castrum, but like that's still 70k less than what I've seen ninjas do in normal not Bazia content. So just saying. Fucking Hyosho is ridiculous. We are getting a new field area in 5.5. They commented on it on some interviews lately where they said how they wanted to make sure they took some of the feedback from the current one, our Bajan Southern Front, and they wanted to make sure there was a little bit more in the way of like content for people who were max rank, which is a big problem in the current one, and that they wanted to make sure it felt significantly different from the current step overall. So we should see some of that evolve because Bajan Southern Front, while it was good, it definitely did have its problems. They mentioned in a recent interview fixing the duels is on their priority list so that people have a less shitty time getting into them, so they don't have to pray to the RNG gods nearly as much. So we'll see some changes to that at some point as well. But I'm looking forward to Delubrum. I will be progging that day 1, which unfortunately seems to be like it will be at the same time as Blue Mage, much to my dismay.
Yeah.
But now that we know Blue Mage isn't going to be allowed in Ultimate, I'm not as upset about it. I mean, I am upset, but you know.
You are upset. You didn't want the blue woo?
No, I did want it, and we're not allowed to.
Yeah. The blue cob?
Nothing.
The blue tea? No blue tea? No nothing.
Well, blue tea is level 80, but regardless, no. Sad face. Very, very sad face. I was looking forward to Diamond backing everything except Twisters.
Feels bad.
Very bad.
And really the last thing, in my opinion, the announcement showcase. February 5th and 6th. February 5th will probably be the only English and Japanese.
Yeah, they said that so it's part of a 14-hour broadcast, and the announcement section is in both English and Japanese, but the rest of it's Japanese only.
Yeah. So, what we were going to be getting in terms of the live letters, in terms of like the opening keynotes for live letters, is probably here. So, you're gonna want to be there for that. Bring snacks. Bring beer. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a part 1 live letter here for 5.5 because my prediction for 5.5 is I think April 13th. Let me double check my predictions calendar that I have down here. There it is. Yes, April 13th was my prediction for patch 5.5. And so I wouldn't be surprised for there to be a part 1 live letter. It would have to be really close to that timing anyway, so they might do the announcement section and do a live letter separately, because this will probably be all expansion stuff. But it's also at a fucking good time. It's at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. And PM, 5:30 PM. All about that start time. For you, a little less okay, but 8:30 is fine for you. And EU, fuck EU. My times are always shit. You can deal with it, EU. You fucking wake up at 1 in the morning.
Yeah, 8:30 for me. I'm fine. All right. That time is the right time. What are you talking about?
It sure is. The rest of the announcement section was, what was it? It was there's a live patch note reading. There's the Pusheen collaboration, which was great, but I can't.
Those are cute. Yeah, but
those are cute. I'm not using Pusheen, so I want the one that's just the Final Fantasy text box. It just says no.
Yeah, that's cute. Like, they're cute. They're cute as fuck. I might I might get him.
The Tonberry, the pushing Tonberry is another good one. The pushing ninja hiding behind the fucking potted plant.
Yes.
They're all really good. That was
They're all really good.
What else? The 14-hour broadcast that comes along with that was part of it, and that's it. They didn't re-mention. We probably won't hear anything about the digital fan fest that's supposed to be in May. Probably won't hear about that for a while still. May is. They said that it wasn't even for certain May yet.
I think we will hear about that at the
announcement thing. Yeah, that's what I was assuming. So that's exactly what I was expecting was gonna be, Sly.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy. But other than that, that was the majority of the live letter. It was mostly just trying not to spoil things that we were kind of already in anticipation of, going into detail of stuff from the Part 1 live letter. I was genuinely upset at this live letter thanks to that triple triad thing, and whatever. I guess it's fine. And the monk thing was sort of upsetting. Because they just left details out, it felt like. But the triple triad thing was definitely...
you'll get the details this week.
It was a horrible live letter because of the triple triad part. I don't know how they could screw that up as badly as they did. But at least with the materia melding, that was hilarious. Except that Yoshi P had the fucking god luck. He literally, he was like, I'm going to fail like 80 in a row. And then he's like, what the fuck? That took 3.
I want to see his RNG out of God.
It's funny because he said that. He was like, of course, this bullshit character gets great luck and my actual character is going to have shit luck.
Yeah.
He was genuinely upset. He had one time where it burned through 40 materia. Everyone after that was really good, though.
Yeah.
I can't wait for I have to send... Sly, by the way, just so you know, I am completely taking over the actions the FC uses when Prague hits. I'm turning on back on your feet and mead, and nothing else is allowed to be on for the first week.
Why the fuck you leveling the first week of Prague? Like, really? Nobody's leveling during Prague. I mean, if you are, I'm sorry, but no.
I already bought all the actions, Sly. It's fine. I took care of it all. I just need access to the FC bank, and actually I don't even need that because I'm only sending materia over this time. I don't have to send any gil over. I actually have like 10 million gil on my primal character because of Eureka. I actually have closer to like 11 or 12. Thank you, Eureka. Money. Oh, it's always good. So yeah, I just need to do materia. I'm just forewarning you. I'm commandeering your actions during that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. And yes, I do mean Eureka, not Bazia. I haven't done Bazia on that character yet.
Yeah.
Eureka's fucking money, man. Money. I sold a Ceto Claw, which is one of the Magicite items, for 3.8 mil. I love it. These sickos, they're still buying it, and I love it. Dude, Speed Belt is still super... I need to get a Speed Belt on Primal. Oh, I wouldn't even dream of touching the house. Oh, that was another thing. That was a huge point for me, actually. The displays that they showed in the housing area, the weapon displays, the armor displays. They said that you can you can get ones that are already like filled out, but you can also get empty ones to fill them, which is what I wanted. I genuinely wanted. I don't care about housing, but in my apartment on Gilgamesh, I would love to just throw that shit in there, especially from a storage perspective. Just throw in like my ultimate weapons or whatever I can. So I'm gonna grab as many of those as I can and actually go into my apartment and just throw all the displays in there.
This is a house full of mannequins.
It's a house full of garbage. Old gear that has no value other than how it appears. I'm going to make all 17 Bazia relics and throw them in there.
Jesus. But yeah, that was pretty much the live letter. With like Hap says, with the exception of the mystery of Monk and what else they're changing and 30 minutes of triple triad. Yeah, pretty decent live letter.
Yeah, the triple triad thing was really shitty. I just want to bring that up.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't wake up for it. I'm glad I just, stayed asleep until I actually woke the fuck up. And Yeah, I want. If I woke up at 6 a.m. for that, I'd probably go back and fucking sleep.
I don't care.
Dead ass.
I just want my triple triad changes. Asshole. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a wrap for us for the show today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sly, any closing thoughts before we do our sponsor outro and all that stuff? Anything to throw here at the end?
Just bring on patch 5.4. Nice little Kroemgarr.
Did you say
nice
Kroemgarr? It sounded like Kroemgarr. It sounded like Griff.
Kroemgarr.
There you
Kroem.
Kroem?
Kroem.
Yeah, Christmas music is officially allowed now, by the way. If you've been listening to it before today, something's wrong with you. But if you started listening to it today, you're fine.
You're fine. If you have decorations out, if you put up a tree, it's that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're okay. And then it's a matter of taking it down before March. Dude, people leave that shit up until spring. I've seen it my whole childhood.
Fucking January. The fuck is wrong with y'all?
I know people who take it down the day after Christmas. I know people who leave it up till March like, fuck it, I don't care. It's only electricity. Anyway. All right.
Only, yeah.
All right, with that, thank you everyone for joining us for this week of State of the Realm. Next week's episode will also be on Friday. It'll probably be a little earlier in the day because I'm going to see if Ethis can be on. So if he can, we'll do a noon Pacific time show. So that is what the plan is going to be. And then the following week is tentative based on how quickly we get through the Aloha. I swear in everything that is in my soul, if you open that door again, I'm going to give you a stern looking at.
How many of your videos today?
All of them.
Did Aloha fucking
all of them?
Okay, yeah,
all of them.
Kind of
3 for 3 today.
I kind of figured.
4 fucking 3. All right.
Woo!
Thank you everyone for tuning in to this week's episode of State of the Realm. Those are going to be our shows for the next several weeks. I think it's obvious the topics we'll have for the next several weeks. We'll probably take a holiday break at some point, depending on when the shows fall and what people's schedules look like at some point in December. But that's tentative for the time being. Thank you to our sponsor, SteelSeries. We mentioned them at the top of the show. Of course, there's that giveaway. I did pull a winner, by the way, just now. And I pulled, I'm going to call them Santa's a Boss. That's the name I've got here. Perfectly good for Christmas time. So looks like Santa's so much of a boss, he's going to be getting a gift himself. So thank you to that person for entering, and I'll make sure there's another giveaway entry in the YouTube video when that hits YouTube. Yeah. So thank you to SteelSeries for sponsoring the show. Of course, thank you to Surfshark again. If you guys want to check it out, I've been using Surfshark for the past month or so. If you'd like to encrypt your data because you're home so much more, or if you just start getting weird harassment online and you're like, I should probably be a little bit safer when I'm constantly at home and protecting myself and any information that I have and encrypt it all. Be sure to check out Surfshark. They have a Black Friday sale right now. It's 84% off and an extra 4 months. If you sign up, it's barely over $2 a month to secure your online use while you're at home, because we've been home a lot this year, and for the moment, still looking like we will be for quite a little bit more time. And of course, thank you to our patrons whose names have been scrolling in the top right, and special thanks to our patrons of Darkness, Khuja Cross, on Jenova, and Kurenai Oni. You guys don't owe us a damn thing, but your names are still up there, and you know what? We damn sure appreciate it, yo. Just want to make sure, hey, put your pogs away. Put your pog champs away, Hey, I see you. Put them away. Put them away. They're not putting them away, Sly. There's more PogChamps now. There's more PogChamps.
Of course there are.
Yeah. So thank you to our supporters over on the Patreon. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving if you're here in America, and I hope you have a safe and happy holiday season coming up. So with that, Sly, what are you up to? Where can they find you at? You know the deal. I hate you. Aloha. I hate you so much.
He doesn't really hate him.
I don't hate him for real, but I hate him right now.
Yeah.
Where can they find you, Sly?
Well, you can find me at twitch.tv/Sly, aka Gray Fox. You can find me on Twitter at Sly the Fox. Getting ready for 5.4. Yesterday I did a whole day of cooking in the kitchen and then waiting on the turkey, which was fucking worth it because turkey came out really good. All the dishes came out good. Thank you to everyone who made that possible. Like, I still love the fuck out of World of Horror. Like, yo, I still need to highlight that one Harbinger of Doom run where I got to 99% Doom. Like, that shit was fucking butt clenching. Again, World of Horror is just an amazing game. It's an early access. If you haven't played it and you like Junji Ito, go play it. Don't watch the Junji Ito collection if you... Oh, God. Fuck, I gave myself nightmares. Perhaps where can they find you?
Have some nightmares, Sly. Have you fun with the nightmares. You can find me, Mr. Abby1227, at all the links, all the places. And I'm gearing up for 5.4. It's going to be busy times between Prague and video making. Got some things to put into practice, things to put into effect. And we're approaching the new year, man. I mean, we've got Genshin updates. We've got Temtem is going to be hitting PS5 soon. Dauntless is going to be getting an update soon. And then going into the new year, I mean, we have so many things to look forward to in 2021 already when it comes to games, whether it be something like Monster Hunter Rise or Final Fantasy 16 news or whatnot. So we've got a lot of stuff to look into and to look forward to. So I can't wait. And we get to usher in this next month. Also on Twitch, I'm going to be doing my Santa sub giveaway. He opened the door again. He did it again. He did it so quietly, too. He did it again. It's times like this I wish I lived in a home so I could just get a cat door there or something. Ugh. I'm doing my Santa sub giveaways for December. It's where I match every gifted sub for the month. That's my little way of adding on to some value. I sometimes give away some extras as well. So on the Twitch side of things, there's going to be a lot of emotes to go around come December time. So with that, I think I've got all of my shout-outs done, and I want to finish before my cat opens the fucking door one more time. So we're going to go on into a short post-show. Sly's going to be at Allure tonight, I believe, and I'm going to be eating Cajun sandwiches. And now Mel's yelling at him because he's being bad. So I'm going to go attend to that very soon. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you next week for our preliminary patch note show. And until then, be safe and have a good night.
See you next week.